get some stuff done on here. Um, Once again, welcome in to those of y'all who were able to come in here. Let me set this chat just a moment, guys. Let me just set this chat to all none, all messages. Uh-oh. Oh, never mind. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. All right, let's go play some ice hockey. Sports heads, ice hockey. How's it going, Adam? You're back from that WWE Raw on Monday night, and John Jansen as well. Welcome in, you folks. We're here going to play another round of Mousebreaker Presents Sports Heads Ice Hockey. Last time, so none of these I actually was able to get 0 points conceded. What I'm trying to do is, look, to groove, we gotta win without giving up any points. Oh goodness, goal. Uh-oh. What a unfortunate goal for him to give up. Goal again! Goal again! Oh goodness, I was too conservative there. Oh my goodness, almost scored. Oh. Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm doing great, my friend. How is your night and day? I hope work has been great for you. I hope you've been able to maintain. I think you've been able to get 219 for your weight. I still have a long ways to go. Oh my goodness, what a golazo! Golazo! John, oh no, that was so close. John, I hope you're having a great day. I haven't seen you in a while, I think. Well, maybe not that long of a while, but still. Yeah. In case you didn't know, John, the Bears played the Texans on Thursday night last week. Yeah, Jerome Davis. Sorry I missed you, but I'm doing great. How are you, Jerome? Yeah, John, in case you didn't know, the Bears played the Texans. They had to cancel it midway through the third because there was a storm, I meant to say. And the Bears had ended up with 21 points and 17 for the Texans, which was the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio. He stalks his prey and moves it. Yeah, you like that, Kurt? You still watch Kurt? Yeah, he's a great YouTube channel for washing machines. He tries to be patient with every washing machine, even the Maytag, which has failed him the most. Yeah. Do you like the Speed Queen? Yeah, because even... Are you kidding me? As I was saying, even the Speed Queen, yeah. And speaking of washing machines, ASMR, Yeah, I do believe they make good ASMR. Yeah, I did. I did do some ASMR of washing machines live. I might do one again soon, maybe tomorrow. And Jerome also says he loves Speed Queen. Yeah, Speed Queen is, as far as I know, the most popular among enthusiasts. I saw that stream. I guess I didn't get notified. I was probably watching the Olympics. Oh, yeah. Did you know that the United States was at one point number one ahead of China? And now China is one gold medal up above United States. I also like the sounds of finger tapping for ASMR like this. And it's still baseball season. I need to do a baseball game. Even if it's just a one-time game, I have to do it. I was gonna do a MLB game like 2 months ago, but they removed my channels, my ESPN, and the drive had unfortunately gone away. That was not fair. Yes, I like how it sounds on the table with both hands. Yeah. Oh, with both hands, with the finger pads. USA is way ahead in the total medal count. Yeah, they've got the most medals of any country. China has like 50 something and USA has 72. Yeah. But just one medal shy of being first place. One gold medal at that. Oh my goodness. This stick is slow that it's not doing me any favors whenever I try to use it whenever I'm a big head. Time to be aggressive. I'll get to the next comments. Yep. We're number 2 in gold medals, and that's how they qualify as. But either way, United States has been an amazing country for the Olympics. Yeah. USA also has the most athletes. Yeah, I think I heard that. I think I did hear about that. And it's not too shocking, especially when, we're one of the most developed countries on Earth. And everyone looks at us like this idolizing country that everyone aspires to be. Even a country like Argentina, they're a great World Cup champion, yet their government doesn't quite yet, maybe until now, it hasn't been quite up to expectations, but that might change. They are idolizing the United States. Alright, I said I was going to be aggressive, and that cost me. Not being aggressive cost me. Goal! Oh my word. No, no. There we go. Go, 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 go in. No freaking. What the heck? Oh, no, no, no! Oh, that's not even fair. I was freaking blocked by this Zamboni. Wow. Chip safe. I gotta be more aggressive. I gotta be more aggressive, aggressive, aggressive. Go. Go. Stop. No! No way. Oh. What are you doing? Yep, I earned a bronze medal. I gotta play this game again because unfortunately it did not save. Go, 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 go. Nah. There we go. Yes! I even had an advantage. Wait for it. No, I thought it was gonna go like. Let's go. Let's go. I told you I should be aggressive. Come on. Stalk your prey. What the heck? Oh my goodness! Oh, good. Norda. Puta madre. Chinga tu madre. Pinche video. Don't tell Mexicans that I said that. Uh-oh. I think it's fine. Just gotta get that. Gotta get that. And I gotta... Oh, I almost mishandled that puck. Bang it in one of my forehead. You groove, Gypsy. Gypsy. Joe! No! No. We gotta give up. Oh, Big Al! Welcome back, Big Al. It's a long time no see, Big Al. Darkness check. It is 100% pitch black outside. Yeah, Big Al. Are you ready for NFL football? Are you ready for your Philadelphia Eagles to fly? Eagles fly on the road to victory. Big Al, man. He's a man from the bottom line view. Yeah. If you don't know the bottom line view, that's where Mitch streams. Mitch. Oh, by the way, Mitch also has a new channel where he posts content. I gotta find his whatchamacallit. Ignore this game. The bottom line view. He has another channel. Well, it's not his channel, but he posts there as well. Is it Owner's Box Fantasy? Yeah. Yeah. Go check him out here. Yeah. Winnipeg is probably dark too. Yeah, darkens at around 9, I think. Yep, that's him. That's my boy Mitch. On Owner's Box Fantasy. Oh, wow. 35.3K subscribers. Isn't that crazy? Oh, that's because they also do some sports, some other sports, some MLB, some... Did they do NHL? Yes, they do. They do MLB, they do NHL, NFL, and what's the other one? They do NBA. Well, they do NCAA basketball. Did they do NBA? I'm not even sure, but the point is, Mitch also does this other channel. Yeah. Oh, sports. Oh, you're getting a new jersey and hat this season. You have a McNabb jersey and fitted Eagles hat since 2004. Wow. Is that the year when the Eagles made the Super Bowl? Super Bowl 36 was 2001, 2002. 37, 2002, 2003. 2003, 2004. Super Bowl XLVI is 36. Or, wait, no. Yeah. And y'all lost to them Patriots with Tom Brady. Yeah. That was painful. I think it was like, 39. Thank you. Thank you, Big Al. Super Bowl 39. Well, it was for the 2004 season. It was played in 2005, though, but yes, you're correct. 39. And it was played at Jacksonville, Florida. 24-21. Ooh, that was a close one. That was a close one. At Altel Stadium. What the heck? They changed their name to Everbank Stadium. I know it was TIAA Bank Field, or yeah, TIAA Bank Field. And then Everbank. Wow, I did not know that. Mm-mm. And we really didn't play all that well. The fact that it was 24-21, that's crazy. And the fact that you were only losing by like 3 points. Well, actually, I'm going to see because maybe field goal 24-14. Yeah, that's where the Jaguars play. 352. I guess that's a little bit of more salt in the wound, because you could have easily won that game, I guess. Donovan McNabb. I remember that there was a video on the first overall pick back when Donovan McNabb was drafted. Oh, second overall pick. Not first, second. My bad. He was selected in 1999, and then he led the team to 8 straight quarterback or playoff appearances, including 5 consecutive from 2000 to 2004, 5 division titles and appearances in the NFC Championship game, including 4 from 2001 to 2004, 9 postseason wins, and 1 Super Bowl appearance in the Super Bowl 39. Yeah. In the end, the Eagles did get the last laugh, winning 41 to 33, I think. Super Bowl 52, I think. Heard the BC Lions game was a blowout. Let's see how they resulted. Oh, wow. Yeah. The Blue Bombers blew out the Lions. And the Blue Bombers are the worst team basically in the league except for the Elks. And it was the second highest scoring Super Bowl in history. Yeah. Let's look at Super Bowl 52. I remember their score bug so vividly. It almost feels like a blur. That was a fun Super Bowl. compared to what would happen next year. Second. Uh-oh. VC is near the top, yeah. I guess it's just, how do you say it? I guess it's just a trap game, and they should be able to bounce back next week. Yeah. Coming off a bye week as well. Yeah, the thing is, a couple of years back, the NFL had a particularly bad track record coming off of the bye season. Second largest secondary logo, second. I'm trying to find the part where it says that it's the second highest scoring. Well, let's just look it up. Highest scoring Super Bowl. That would be the 49ers Chargers Super Bowl 29 in 1995. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Rust versus Rust. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. I should probably use Trap Game for something else. Trap Game, in my opinion, would actually suit much better for, like, whenever you win this game and then you lose the next one. That's what I'm going to use it from now on. Yep. Becca's 49ers have won Super Bowl 29. How long has it been since the 49ers won the Super Bowl? Oh, that was their last Super Bowl victory. This one was 1982, their first one against the Bengals, and then they faced in 1989 again. 85, that might have been the Dolphins, perhaps? I don't know. Actually, I think it is. Yeah, Dolphins. 1988. Oh, well, 89-90 would be Broncos. Gotcha. That's a crazy, crazy timeline. Did you know that the 49ers and Cowboys each have 5 Super Bowls? Currently, the Patriots and the Steelers have 6. If I had to pick the next 6-time champion, I'd probably say the 49ers against the mofoing Cowboys, which I'm not sure what Jerry Jones is doing. 89-90 was that 55-10 beatdown of the Broncos. Yeah, didn't the Broncos play the Browns? I think they did. Either way, it was crazy, 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 crazy times. I'm not sure what speaking of the Broncos, man, ever since they won that Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, Super Bowl 50, it's even in Arabic numerals, 50. Yep, the Broncos and the Browns in the AFC Championship. Yeah. Speaking of the Broncos, they have not done well since then. In 2015-16 season, when they won their last Super Bowl, every time since then, I think they missed the playoffs. And heck, Broncos versus Panthers, Super Bowl 50. Yeah, that was the last Super Bowl the Broncos have appeared in, and that's their last playoff appearance. How about that? That is crazy. crazy. I feel like a lot of Panthers. A lot of Broncos fans would be upset at me for saying this, but I think they need an 0-17 season to wake up. Like, it's getting to a point where the Broncos they're not even like, sure, in 2019 they had some hope with Drew Lock, but that fizzled out. And then they went to Russell Wilson, and that didn't work. And Sean Payton couldn't turn the boat around. I'm not sure if it's Russell Wilson or Sean Payton, but something's got to change. Or otherwise, they may as well go 0-17. I'm sorry, but they need a wake-up call. I made my NFL predictions for the season, and I have the Niners beating the Bengals. Aww. In what looks like a sweet revenge for the Bengals, turns out to be yet another heartbreak to the Niners. And thus the Niners shall become the third six-time champion in NFL history, according to Big Al. Didn't Becca have the 49ers against the Texans, or is it just me? Sorry guys, I'm just drinking some water. Yeah. I think the Niners will finally break the cycle and win their 6th championship. Yeah. I agree. I agree that's possible. Maybe they're not like viewed as quite the favorite. Well, they might. Well, they're still kind of a favorite, but some people might get upset because I don't know what I'm saying. Who am I saying? The 49ers still got a chance. It's Kyle Shanahan. He's proven his points during the regular season and has proven to make consecutive championship appearances. And it's time for them to get redemption at their house. Or not their house, but you know what I mean. Who do you predict will be the surprise NFL team of the season? Like, last season, the Texans were kind of like the surprise team. Do you think there could be like somebody else who could surprise everyone? Texans, man. CJ Stroud, D'Amico Ryans, and they got Stephon Diggs, I believe. Actually, let me make sure. Let me make sure. Yeah, Stephon Diggs is right here. Tank Dell is going back, and they got Joe Mixon. D'Amico Ryans coming from the Shanahan tree of coaching. I think he can be a great schemer and locker room presence. I think possibly the Colts if Richardson stays healthy. Yeah, the Colts, Richardson. Mitch once said that he has the potential, but the reliability of turning that potential into results is not quite as big. Or at least something along that line, he said. But Anthony Richardson coming off an injury, it's going to be hard to what did he get injured for again? Was it an ACL injury? concussion. A grade 3 AC joint. Ouch. And he had shoulder injury or surgery to repair the sprain. Ouch. You know the deceiving thing? Sometimes you have people who are injured, say Tony Pollard or Michael Gallup, and I apologize if I use Cowboys players and not other players, but those are two people who at some point showed promise, but then they got an injury and they were never quite the same. Michael Gallup retired. He was signing with the Raiders, but he retired afterwards. That is crazy. It's sad to see, and I think it kind of proves that you should never take injuries lightly. Because depending on what happens, it could be make or break. I wonder how Michael Gallup is doing. Oh my goodness. The Colts. The Colts. To be honest, it wouldn't shock me to see the Colts make the playoffs. In fact, they almost made the playoffs, but of course the Texans overcame them in the last game of the season. They got a nice stadium, though. I want to visit that one day. So let's see who the Colts play. Broncos win. Cardinals, it's a possible... Oh, wait. That's the preseason. This is the one we have to look for. Texans, Colts. I think the Texans would get this one. The Colts could win at home, but I'm going with the Texans here. And then they get their revenge when they meet up again in Houston. This is a split up between one game. Colts Colts Packers. I'll go with the Packers because I think they're the more reliable team. Bears Colts, I think that's a win. Steelers Colts. The Steelers, they're notorious for making something out of nothing. They have not had a losing season. And, yeah. Despite them not being the smartest of all teams, they still have kind of like a in-your-face mentality when it calls for it. Whenever they're... I think they're a great underdog team at times. And I would say they lose this one to the Steelers. Colts, Jaguars. I'd say they lose this one because they never win at Everbank Stadium. Because they changed that name. Anyways, they beat the Titans. And I think they beat the Titans twice. I'm not sure why. I could be wrong about that, but that's what I think. Dolphins, Colts. I'd say they lose this one. So how many losses do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. They say they win this one. They beat the Vikings. They beat the Bills in a shocker, perhaps. They beat the Jets. And then they come and face the Lions. I could see, well, let me try to pull up the Lions schedule and see who they play against. Ooh. I think the Lions are gonna win. They beat the Patriots, they beat the Broncos, and they probably beat the Titans again, as I said, and the Giants and the Jaguars. So I think they lose 6 games, 6 or 7 games, and their record would be 11-6 or 10-7. And I think like that it can make the playoffs. It's a relatively like not like cupcake easy, but it's pretty easy schedule. Because some of these teams are like they're not necessarily bad teams. But, some of these like the Jets and the Bears need to mature a little bit. They need to get their feel. That's a great assessment. Thank you, Big Al. And you know what? I need to do an NFL prediction stream. I might. Should I do an NFL prediction stream tomorrow? I think that's what I'm gonna do. Ooh. Yeah. I think that sounds reasonable enough. And how will both our teams do this year? I know Karmveer Singh, that guy who hates I can't say he hates the Cowboys actually. No, but maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. He says the Cowboys will miss the playoffs with a 7-10 record, and I wouldn't blame him for thinking that, especially since we lost some proven talent. But, maybe the Cowboys treat it as a bit of a kind of, what do you call it? Chip on their shoulder and use it as some oomph in the playoffs and surprise us kind of like in 2022 when they lost against the 49ers in the divisional round. But it doesn't seem good for the Cowboys, honestly. Well, actually, let's see the Cowboys. I know the Eagles will do very well. Probably 15. No, not 15. Well, if they go 15-2, that would be heavenly for them. 13-4 sounds like a. Well, actually, I'm not sure. Let's see who they play. I'll do the Eagles first and see the Cowboys. Packers, Eagles. You think the Cowboys can make the preseason? I think so too. They could be one of the wild card spots. See if they find their way into the divisional round and well, we'll have to see what players are remaining and what team they face. Okay, Packers, Eagles, I think. Jordan Love versus Jalen Hurts. I think Jordan Love, Jalen Hurts. I'm not sure actually. It all depends. Is Jalen Hurts actually declining or is it just a down year? I'm not sure. This is going to be a close match. I could see it going either way. I'll pick the Eagles. To me, they're the more reliable of the bunch, I think. Falcons and Eagles, they win this one. They beat the Saints. They unleash their anger from the wild card round on the Bucks as well. And I know this might sound crazy, but it could lead them into some kind of oh, they have a bye? Is it or 1, 2, 3, 4? Week 5 is their 5 or bye. 13-4, which may be a bit of a stretch. I kind of see that that's possible. 13-4 is doable. I think they lose against the Browns though. Number one, they came off an exhausting win against the Bucks, or unleashed their anger on them. Our bye is super early. And number two, some teams do not fare well after byes. They need to get into the groove again. They need to groove and go. They need to find that rhythm. And I'm just going to assume this might sound a little wrong in terms of football thinking, but I'm going to say most of these teams will not fare well after the bye. So I'll say the first loss will be against the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns at home. But they do get back against the Giants, which I believe is a big one. I picked them to lose in Week 10 against the Dallas Cowboys in Dallas. You know what? I'll take that as well. X the Cowboys, but they do win in Philadelphia. And they win both games against the Giants as well, in my opinion. Now, Eagles versus Bengals. I think if Joe Burrow can connect well with Jamar Chase and give him the ball every time, or who are the Bengals' wide receivers? Let's see. T. Higgins, they still have. Is T. Higgins still on the Bengals? I guess he is. Yep. I have them losing to the Bengals as well, but I have to confirm T. Higgins. Yeah. Yeah, I think the Bengals are good enough to beat the Eagles. And then they get back to the Jaguars. It's kind of a zigzag. Loss, win, loss, win, loss. But they win against that Welcome In wedding song. Please buy Humko the support. Sure. Whatever that means. Okay. They did get back against the Commanders. And Eagles and the Rams. Now I'm curious. How will the Rams pair up with the Eagles? Oh, they got Jimmy Garoppolo. They got Matthew. Oh, wait, never mind. He's a quarterback. Backup quarterback, I meant to say. Matthew Stafford is the one we have to look for. Welcome In wedding song. I hope you're doing well. Right now in United States where I live, it's at night. But, I decided to go live because why not? I decided to have a live stream today, and I decided to fulfill that. Yep. Yes. Puka Nakua, Cooper Cup, okay, Kyron Williams. Jonah Jackson got injured though. Yeah, I guess if now I want to look at the Eagles players on defense specifically. Cooper DeJean, Kenny Pickett, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith. Yeah, scratch my ankle first. Yeah, I heard Nakua got injured in camp. Ooh. Is it a significant injury? Oh, wait. It's right here. Oh, he's week to week. Oh, that. Yeah. Yep. See that guy named Team SOS? He's a big YouTube streamer. Of course, it might not seem big to you right now. He has 2.42k subscribers, but we're achieving big things with him. In fact, I'll show you. He got this new darn mic. And I gotta tell you, that mic, when I heard it at first, I was like, oh, that looks cool and amazing. But I didn't see the true effect that it could behold until like two hours into the raw stream. It has like this signature streamer effect, like noise reduction or noise something. It sounds like a broadcast, like on Twitch or even on the TV. Yeah. It has that significant vibe that draws you into the stream. It just does. And I might get this mic. In fact, I got this mic already, but it's $20. And I'm not sure. Yeah, he's on YouTube. Yep. And he live streams each week, almost every day. He takes breaks during the weeks at times, but he's usually on every week. And if he's on, like, if he can't stream, then he lets you know in Discord or on YouTube. Yeah. Anyways, this is the Cowboys, Eagles, Rams. Ooh. I could see them losing to either the Rams or the Ravens if the Rams are healthy. They can beat the Eagles. I'm not sure. It's just the feeling with Sean McVay. And, hearing from Mitch that the Ravens got worse kind of throws a wrench. But they could still lose to the Ravens as kind of a trap game. You know what? I'll say that against the Rams, the Eagles pull off a big win. Not quite upset, but glorious win, only to fall flat on their face against the Ravens. Whether that's a competitive game or not, I think it'll be a competitive game still, but they are going to lose, but they rebound against the Eagles. And then let's see who we have losing against the Cowboys, the first one, against the Browns and the Bengals, and either the Rams or the Ravens. Well, I choose the Ravens, but I have them beating the Steelers. They haven't won in Philly since 1965. You know what? That sounds valid. Eagles are a much more physical team and much more happy team. The Steelers, they're a in-your-face team, but they're not very smart. That's the way I see them. And then the Eagles beat the Commanders. Poor Commanders. They can't have anything nice. And then lastly, they beat the Cowboys at home in Philly and the Giants in Philly to close out the game. And they could get the first seed of the NFC. Read my mind. Can you do it? If I could read your mind, then I could sing this song without having to look it up. But either way I can look it up because it's so amazing. Yep. I gotta log in. Uh-oh. Google. Let's go. Guardian Angel. This was an old song. I'm not gonna play it, but oh, it's playing, but it's silent. Um, jeez. Okay. Is Read My Mind on SoundCloud? I don't think it is. I guess not. Lone Wolf is there though. Oh well. Let's see the Cowboys. Okay. So the Cowboys right out the gate, they lose to the Browns, but they beat the Saints at home. And I'm going to say they lose to the Ravens in a close match, but come back against the Giants. And then the Steelers. I'll hold on that one for a moment because there's a chance that they could lose to the Steelers, but I'm not certain. Lions, Cowboys. Yep, they're going to lose that one. 49ers, unfortunate. Falcons, Eagles, they win that one. Texans. Texans. They could lose to that one. I'm going to hold on that. Cowboys, Commanders. They beat the Commanders that time. They beat the Giants. Bengals. I'm going to say they beat the Bengals because they have a very good record against. Actually, that is. Actually, hold on. Ignore what I said. I'm going to hold off on that one as well. Cowboys, Panthers. The Cowboys win. Bucks, Cowboys. I think they beat the Bucks. They lose to the Eagles, and then the Commanders, they win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. I think for whatever reason. Actually, no. I'll say they lose to the Bengals because I think the Bengals can get some momentum starting the latter half of the season. That's why. And I think the Bengals can manage that really well. But it wouldn't surprise me if the Cowboys won because the Cowboys are one of those teams potentially we'll see this season that the Bengals just always struggle on. Texans versus Cowboys. I have them losing that one. And I think, you know what? I think they lose to the Steelers. Just because they have that tendency to curl up against some feisty teams. And again, the Steelers, they're not smart, but they are sure physical and tough if they can be that way. Sometimes they're timid, but Mike Tomlin can sometimes train them to be this physical team. And I think against the Cowboys, you cannot count out the Steelers. You know what? I'm gonna look up Steelers versus Cowboys to tell you when that last matchup was. Oh, it was in 2020? Yep. I could see the Cowboys going 9-8 as well, but for now I have them at 10-7. In the end, I think the Cowboys will be one feisty team. Yeah, Acrisure is a tough place to say, but it's still known as Heinz Field. Yeah, I know. They had that tough moment. They have the toughest moments there. You can never count out the terrible towel. Is that what it's called? Yeah, terrible towel. And you can't count out that guy and urinating tree. Those are the two reasons. Oh, and Mike Tomlin. 3 reasons: the terrible towel, Mike Tomlin, and urinating tree. And if you want to add another one, TJ Watt. Yeah. Feel free to ask me any other questions. I'm still going to be live for a few more minutes, but feel free to ask while I play this game. Hold on, let me just get this on here. Alrighty. This is a hockey game that I played since I was in elementary, I think. It's called Sports Head Ice Hockey. Oh, goodness! Goodness gracious. That was not smart. That was stupid, I would say. Mamma mia. Mamma mia. Yes. Go in. Go in, man. Go in. Hockey. 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 What am I saying? What am I saying? Yes. Yes, sir. I'm trying to get this win without any goals allowed, if you know what I mean. Uh-oh. Oh, that was a close one. That could have gone in and cost me. Uh-oh. Oh, good. No! Oh, that was close. That was so freaking close. Now you gotta jump. And you gotta headbutt it in. No! Uh-oh. Oh, fluff. 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 Fluffy is how I feel whenever I beat this without allowing goals. Oh, Big Al, if you're still there, how's Becca doing? I know she's probably still heartbroken about her 49ers losing to the Chiefs, but I hope she's doing better. Mamma mia. Great block. Great block. Go, 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 go. Oh! How did I not froze? Or he not froze? Oh! Yeah. If you don't know Becca, guys, she's a 49ers fan. And she defends the 49ers fiercely. And she's like, hey, Can you please beat this team so we can be the #1 seed? Uh-oh. Well, I can still jump, but not really. I hadn't spoken to her since January. I have not seen her either. It's crazy. It's crazy how the 49ers got beat again by the Chiefs. By the Chiefs with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. The media's favorite team. Oh, goodness. Gambler. No. She's one of the best members of the BLV. Yeah. Hall of Famer right there. Her and Big Al and Bodo. They're all goats. They're all bad goats. Has Mitch done a fantasy league yet? I remember that last time they did a fantasy league. Okay, goodness. I'm just going to stop it there before I unstate it. If she's an anti-Swiftie. Yeah, the media has been on Swift for quite a while. And people have gotten fed up with that. If anybody made a washer that has brushes for stain removal and fabric care, who would it be? What about a matching dryer with a self-cleaning lint trap? You know what, Jerome? I know a washing machine that operates like a Hydrowave, like a GE Hydrowave. It's a GE washer that's not for clothes necessarily, but it's like a mask washing machine, if that makes sense. I gotta look it up, but it is one of those things. I don't think he has yet for this year. Oh, okay. I remember last time he did a fantasy league. I only won one game. Out of all the 16 or 17 matches, I only had one win. Oh, man. I was basically the punching bag of the whole fantasy league. Yep. I'm just going to show you a sneak peek of Team SOS's Discord. So you're trying to do merch designs, stream highlights. We have done a little bit of a restructure on here, and yeah. We're building for the future. That's really what we're trying to do. Oh, excuse me. Just had some air come into my throat. All right, let's see what Mitch has posted in the bottom line view. Sounds like Brandon Ayuk could either be a Patriot or Brown. And either Amari Cooper or Kendrick Bourne will go to the 49ers. Hoo-wee! Hoo-wee! Becca is not going to like that. If the Patriots get Ayuk and they aren't acceptable, NLT and Dramick being good away from being back away. What kind of grammar is that? If the Pats get Ayuk They are an acceptable LT. And Drake may be good away from being back in a big way. What? Can somebody explain what this guy just said? What does he mean by an acceptable LT? I'm genuinely have to look this up. LT meaning lieutenant, low tension. How about NFL? Left tackle. They are an acceptable left tackle. So you mean if the Pats get Ayuk, a left tackle, and Drake May being good, away from being back, and away, I don't know. I love Mitch, but man, this has my head spinning in 960 degrees an angle. 960 degrees forever. Yeah. Is this ref on crack? Patriots have the framework of a Brandon Ayuk trade with the 49ers. Patriots have permission to negotiate with Ayuk's team, and it's up to the receiver list to decide where he will land. Potentially huge news for the Patriots. All right, let's go. Patriots might get a trade on here. They might actually get... Oh, sorry. Sorry. I did not mean to activate the voice call. All right, buddy. So it sounds like Brandon Ayuk is getting traded. I say the Pats. I'm just looking around. I'm sorry. All right. I want to get this mic. Like, obviously I love this mic, but I want to see if I can get this one day. Did you want Mitch's video? Not yet, but I will. Oh, look at that. Nested stream. All right, he's going to look at Madden 25 ratings.
EA Sports
It's in the game.
has dropped all their Madden 25 player and team record. They put out
All right.
times.
I know
10
not
team.
everyone has the time to stay on here, so let's just groove quickly.
Let's get our way through every position,
Patrick
beginning with the
Mahomes.
quarterback position. Patrick Mahomes at 99 overall, first place. Obviously belongs. Now, the top 100 does not think he is the best quarterback in the
99
NFL. The
overall.
players, the peers, did not think he was the best quarterback in the NFL last year. But EA Sports actually has the time to be able to see that he won the Super Bowl and had that great playoff run, which the players did not, obviously. We discussed that. So,
Okay.
and it because he won the MVP.
Ooh,
He's coming
Lamar
off an
Jackson.
MVP season. So it's totally understandable that he has that number 2. I think that for me personally, like entering next year, if I were to draft quarterbacks, I would go Mahomes, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. I think those are the top 4 quarterbacks clearly in the NFL. But I would have Josh Allen second. And this is the biggest dilemma I have with these ratings, is that Josh Allen and Joe Burrow...
Does anybody feel like the Buffalo Bills will be underwhelming again this season? It always feels that way for some reason. Like, they make the playoffs, yes, but They just never really get over that hump.
Are such a big gap from Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. There is no chance that anybody, any NFL team, any NFL player, any fan thinks that Lamar Jackson is 6 overall ratings better than Josh Allen. It's not real. It's not a real thing.
Oh.
Maybe you could argue there are some people that would rather
Top 100 players. Yep. That was this one. I'll watch this one right now, and I'll watch this one later, perhaps.
have Lamar. There's some people.
Yep. Yeah, Mitch. In his long form. Hey, Big Al. I'm not sure. I know he's busy doing some Bleacher Report and some Overbox Fantasy or Open Box Fantasy. But if he has the time and the willingness to do it, maybe what he can do is like, and I've tried this before and I'm doing it right now. Vertical streaming is sometimes key to gaining more viewers and subscribers, perhaps. And I feel that way because many people flood into my streams, my vertical streams, once they come out, like immediately. I'm not sure what YouTube is doing, but that's what's happening right now.
People that would rather have Allen. There's some people that for all indifference.
Yeah.
If you're going to have Lamar at 98, Mahomes at 99, put Allen at 97. Put Burrow at 97. Put Burrow at 96 coming off an injury and put Allen at 97, right? Like that wide of a gap. We've seen Allen beat Mahomes. We've seen Mahomes beat Allen. We've seen Burrow beat Mahomes. We've seen Mahomes beat Burrow. We've seen Lamar beat Allen. We've seen Lamar beat Burrow. We've seen, well, actually, we haven't seen that matchup too many times, but you know what I mean, right? So, unique style. Prescott is interesting because Dak had an excellent season last year. So, simply based off of 2023, I don't hate that he is the 5th overall quarterback in their ratings. I don't hate it, right? He was, again, I've said it many times, he was second.
I'm going to wash my teeth.
I think he was first.
I'll let you all
in
watch
touchdown
this
passes, if I'm not mistaken. He was second in MVP votes. So that warrants a top 5 ranking if you're just basing it off of 2023. If you're basing it off of who would I rather have, right, in a full next season type of fantasy draft setting, I'd rather have Justin Herbert. I'm not going to lie about that. I'd rather have Matthew Stafford, who isn't even on the list.
Unwrap the small bar with Big Yum. Kinder Chocolate. At Amway, we support communities across the U.S. It's in our DNA to help wherever we live.
And sorry about that. And I have like 40 subs. I'm still in the market to get a mic myself. Yeah. Vertical streaming is a big key to some of the, people that sometimes come in.
Just continues to be the most underrated quarterback of this generation.
And, okay.
He won a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. That's something that Dak Prescott has never even come close to sniffing. And if you watch the Rams over the last half of last season and even the beginning of the season, you could see how much Stafford was elevating that team that nobody thought was going to be any good. But it was because of Stafford that they were really that good, right? Stafford and McVay. They put them on the map last year. War crime, that should not have been the better team, right? Tua at number 6 is absolute a war crime. That should not exist. Tua is not the 6th best quarterback in the NFL in any way, shape, or form. Tua is not better than anybody, arguably, on this entire list. I would rather have Brock Purdy than Tua. I think Brock Purdy does a better job extending plays. I think Brock Purdy is better at overcoming offensive line deficiencies. I think Brock Purdy overall has shown more clutch ability. Even in the Super Bowl, a game that he didn't play amazing, I thought that he showed a lot of toughness in that game. Right? I'd rather have Brock Purdy. Jalen Hurts has shown more upside than Tua, although you could argue that Tua played better last, a better player than Tua. Sports Madden 25, that Tua is rated higher than Justin Herbert, which is absolutely insane. If anybody watches both players, you just understand what I'm talking about. I don't even really have to get into it, right? Kirk Cousins being in the top 10 is interesting. Again, Cousins had a great year when he played last year. It's just that he got injured and he's coming off a major injury. I probably wouldn't have him there. Now, the guys that they're missing CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud's already a top 10 quarterback. You might not have him as high as I do, which is like 5th or 6th, but I think he's pretty obviously a top 10 quarterback. As conversation, any out there that would take Jordan Love over Tua? I think there's many out there that might take Jordan over Kirk Cousins, especially off an Achilles, right? Aaron Rodgers, obviously being the all-timer that he is, I'm a little bit surprised that he is not rated high, right? Because usually great players, like all-time great players, always have a good rating in FIFA, right? Madden, NHL. It doesn't really matter the game, 2K even. They usually have like just a legacy score. They never get below a certain number, right? Like it's a difference. Aaron Rodgers, I would consider for this list above guys like Tua. I like tougher, in my opinion, in the pocket. I think Cousins is more accurate. I think he makes better decisions. But I think Goff last year, big time ball, he really didn't fade. So I think Goff, Rodgers, Love, Stroud all deserve to be in the conversation of this list. I would obviously take Tua out. I'd move Dak down. I'd move Hurts out of this conversation. I'd move Cousins out of this conversation. So they have 3 players I probably wouldn't have on my list. Now to the running back position. We've got the top 10 running backs. Christian McCaffrey at number 1 is obvious, 99 overall and cover man of Madden 25. So that is, obvious. Offensive player of the year. Borderline MVP last year. I think you could have argued that he was the MVP. And honestly, he maybe could have won the MVP. I mean, based on the quarterback not having the greatest statistics in Lamar Jackson, right? Not being overly blown away by a quarterback. Why not give it to the guy that was clearly the best player at his position, right? They gave him the offensive player of the year as a little nice pat on the back, right? But 23 touchdowns, led the NFL in rushing yards. He definitely could have won the MVP. Best offense in the league, best offense in passing, best offense in rushing, he could have definitely won MVP. Nick Chubb at number 2 is interesting because he is coming off of an injury. I think Nick Chubb is obviously awesome. It's just kind of interesting that he is number 2. Derrick Henry at number 3 makes sense. It's fine. Saquon Barkley at number 4, I'm not really going to get mad at. It's Joe Mixon at number 5 that's a little puzzling to me. I really like Joe Mixon, don't get me wrong, but this feels like a rating that's almost a couple years too late. Joe Mixon was really good a few years ago, but I mean, now he's on a new team. The Bengals didn't keep him around because he's aging. He's getting a little bit less explosive than he used to be. He's still a good player, but I mean, 5th best running back in the NFL. I don't think anybody thinks Joe Mixon had a really good year last year based on production, station. Josh Jacobs had an excellently good year last year, so I kind of understand why he's in that conversation. Josh Jacobs had an excellent 2022, a down year in 2023. If he's in your top 10, I think he's, really explosive. Jones, phenomenal when he played last year, has dealt with injuries. 18, top 19, top 20. He's around that range for me. I don't think he's top 10. There's a number of running back that can catch 70 passes in a year. He's probably going to have just from a talent standpoint, probably belongs on this list, right? He's got power, he's got speed, he's got quickness. He's tough to bring down. He's an excellent soft hands pass catcher. He runs good, right? Catcher, really good in between the tackles, really good after contact. He's a good player. Jahmyr Gibbs is arguably a top 10 running back. I mean, the explosiveness, the stop start. James Cook, I think, is arguably a top 10 running back. Very good. Although, right?
Let's get to the wide receivers. No, we're not gonna Cheetos. Well, if you want to buy some Cheetos mac and cheese, you can go for it. And if you want some fleas, you can also go for it. Flea insurance. Or, sorry, that's some kind of pesticide. Tyreek Hill, okay.
At number 4, but Justin I understand having got Tyreek Hill at number 1, Justin Jefferson at number 2, the way it should be. Both players are amazing, right? A.J. Brown at number 4 and CeeDee Lamb at number 3. CeeDee Lamb deserves to be number 3, 100%. I would have Jamar Chase at number 4, but I understand having A.J. Brown at number 4. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't hate that, right? Jamar Chase, to me, I think when Burrow's playing and he's on his game, I mean, there are a few guys that are more unstoppable at all 3 levels. Yards after catch, speed, size, hands, all of it, right? A.J. Brown and Chase, I think, are debatable at 4 and 5. I would move Amon-Ra down. I think Adams is fine anywhere from like 9 to 6 in that range. That's fine. Amon-Ra deserves to be in the top 10, though, so I don't hate the ranking. I just think he's a little bit too high, especially over Jamar Chase. I think that's a little crazy. Stephon Diggs at number 8 is probably the guy that I would remove from the list, but he's the only one that I would remove from the list, especially considering, going into 2024, I would not have Stephon Diggs on my list, just because, he's in a crowded receiver room. His production over the back half of the season, post reception, just based on his rookie season, had a historic season, right? Most receptions for a rookie ever. Most yards for a rookie ever. Odell, that's better than...
It feels like every team or every rookie is striving to be better than the previous rookie. I pay $15 for a month with no ads on YouTube. Yeah, you...
Randy Moss, that's better than Justin Jefferson, right? Those are like incredibly big names. So Puka Nacua over Diggs for me, probably in my top 10. But Nico Collins is another name that I think deserves recognition. DJ Moore had an amazing year last year, best of his career. I think he is slept on by a majority of people. He wasn't on the top 100. Nico Collins wasn't either. And Jalen Waddle, the Penguin. He also probably in that range as well. But I would have Nacua or probably DJ Moore on that list over Stephon Diggs, in my opinion. Ayuk and Evans, Evans probably obviously going to be on that list. He's kind of like Devontae Adams. He's basically a legend, right? Ayuk, I'm happy they actually included him.
Maybe I should get a, that as well. YouTube Premium.
I'm very happy about that one.
Oh, sorry.
The tight end position. We've got Travis Kelce, first place. That's fine. I don't think he's 99 overall, though. I think his overall is too high. That's my opinion. I don't think he's a 99 overall player anymore. I think that evidence came in the regular season. He was amazing in the postseason, but I think he definitely dipped in the regular season. His play was not the same. I also expect with his age just not to be the same player overall. George Kittle at number 2 is correct. Not going to hate on that. And he's also close to Travis Kelce, right? So that makes sense. Mark Andrews at number 3 is fine.
CJ Stroud in the top 10, at top 5 perhaps. Yeah. Sounds good.
This is nice.
I'd probably put him up against perhaps... I'd put him right above Dak, I think.
And Cole Kmet. I would keep everybody else, and I'd add Trey McBride, who had an amazing year last year, and I think he's going to really have a huge year in 2024 with Kyler Murray for the entire year. McBride had 800-plus yards and 80-plus catches. Not many tight ends this year had that, right? So McBride's on the rise. Dalton Kincaid's another one that I would give a quick shout. I think, he is going to have a huge year. But if I didn't go with Dalton Kincaid, I might go with Kyle Pitts as well, who, from a talent standpoint, an overall standpoint, is probably still, above Dalton Schultz, above Cole Kmet, in my opinion, right? I'd have Dalton Schultz and Cole Kmet, closer to 15 than I would 9 and 10. That's just my opinion, though. You guys let me know what you think of the tight ends. I think overall, not bad. I'd move up Laporta. I'd have McBride, Kincaid, or Pitts in the list. The top 3 is fine. So, yeah, the tight end's not bad. Next up, offensive linemen. This might be their best list. This is very nitpicky for me. Trent Williams is obviously first. Zach Martin, you could argue, is still the best guard in football.
Let's see. Trent Williams, Zach Martin, Penei Sewell, Lane Johnson, Tyron Smith. Oh, I miss Tyron Smith. Honestly, Tyron Smith had to go, not because he was ineffective in any way, fashion, or form, just because I feared that he was going to get injured too much and ultimately that could come back to bite us in the butt. It's unpopular, but honestly, to me, this was necessary to break ties with Tyron Smith. And many of y'all will not agree on that, but I think one day we would have to remove him from the Cowboys. It's sad to see, but I do think that he would just get injured again. Tristan Wirfs.
Although I think Chris Lindstrom might have surpassed him at this point. But Zach Martin is like Hall of Fame, right? Like he's like all-pro every year of his career type of guy. So him being second is fine. Penei Sewell being third makes sense to me. Lane Johnson at 4, that also makes sense. That's fine. Tyron Smith above Tristan Wirfs is maybe a little bit crazy just because of the age, and Wirfs has been like amazing since entering the NFL. I'd have Wirfs in my top 5. If they just swap Tyron Smith and Wirfs, I'd be totally cool with that. I think Lindstrom, would be a little bit higher for me. Martin maybe a little bit down for me. But otherwise, I mean, Ragnow and Humphrey being the best centers in the game, that makes total sense. So them being in the top 10 is fair. And Laramie Tunsil is an incredible player too. The other guys that could have made the list, Andrew Thomas of the Giants, Jordan Mailata of the Eagles, Christian Darrisaw of the Vikings. If I were to put one player in this list that isn't on the list, it'd probably be Joe Thuney. Joe Thuney or maybe Jordan Mailata. One of those two. But I think overall that might be their best, most complete list. I think they did a really good job with that one.
Jordan Mailata, he's from Australia. I think he's from Australia. He's one of the best, international pathway players, as far as I know.
The top 10 defensive linemen. This one is kind of half good and half bad. Chris Jones being first is great. Dexter Lawrence being second makes a lot of sense. Quinnen Williams being third. I think those are obvious. After that, I think that it's a little bit iffy. I think Cameron Jordan, first of all, being an interior defensive lineman is a little odd. I'm not sure why he is listed as an interior defensive lineman. I don't think that he played more snaps in the interior than he did on the edge last season. And if you were to check that by a statistic, I think that's almost a fact. So I don't know why he's even on the list. And even if he were an interior defensive lineman, is he better than DeForest Buckner? Is he better than Jalen Carter? Is he better than Jeff Simmons? Is he better than Kenny Clark? Is he better than Christian Barmore? No, he's better than none of those guys. He's not washed, but he's not the same player he used to be. Christian Wilkins, I think, should be higher. That's one that I think he should be like 4 or 5 or 6. Cam Hayward, I would take off the list. I still think Cam Hayward is a good player, and I've said that a few times this offseason. I think that a lot of people have been hating on him and taking him out of the top 100 conversation because he was injured last year.
But I think we'll be fine. Yeah. Let's see. Who did the Eagles replace? Well, let's look at the depth chart, actually. Okay, Milton Williams, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Bryce Huff. So it'll probably be Milton Williams, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but... And then Cam Jurgens. Not bad.
And he's older, but I wouldn't remove him from the list. He's more of like the 10 to 15 range for me in the interior defensive lineman. Not having DeForest Buckner, Jalen Carter, Jeff Simmons, Kenny Clark, Christian Barmore, those 5, any of those 5 could be on this list. I think that, especially DeForest Buckner, I don't understand the hate for him at this point. Jalen Carter, from a projection standpoint, probably belongs on this list. And Jeff Simmons, from a consistency standpoint, probably belongs on this list. I would take Vita Vea off the list. Although I do love Vita Vea, I would take Cameron Hayward off the list. I'd move Justin Madubuike down. I think Derek Brown's in a perfect spot. Christian Wilkins would move up. Cam Jordan would move off. So that's the way I look at it. I think that Overall, the top 3 is correct. I feel like 4 is maybe a little bit too high, 5 is fine, and then the rest of the list is a little bit iffy. Wilkins should just move up. I don't really understand the Hayward, Vea, Cam Jordan thing, but I don't know, whatever. Next up, we've got the top 10 edge rushers in the NFL. This one isn't bad. I mean, it's really hard to mess this one up because there's like 5 to 6 extremely obvious names that belong on the list.
Hey, it's me, your skin, sun cleanser.
Myles Garrett at 1. Okay, Madden hating on DeForest Buckner. Pitiful. I like DeForest Buckner. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Chris Jones, okay. Dexter Lawrence, okay. Quinnen Williams, okay. Matabuke, Brown, Hayward. Vea is a nose tackle. Allen, Wilkins, Jordan. Who does Christian Wilkins play for? Oh, the Dolphins.
NFL, this one isn't my edge rush list, my top 10. It has 8 out of the 10 names. The only names on here that aren't in my top 10 are DeMarcus Lawrence and Alex Highsmith, who were both in my top 20, but not my top 10. The guys that should be on this list without a shadow of a doubt are Aiden Hutchinson and Danielle Hunter. It's not even a question. Both those players should be on this list over DeMarcus Lawrence and Alex Highsmith. Khalil Mack could still be on the list. That's fine. Trey Hendrickson should be higher than he is. But otherwise, you can't really debate the list. I mean, Myles Garrett is an absolute beast. He's a defensive player of the year. So having him, as the best edge rusher, 99, is fine. I would have Watt above Parsons. I think, Parsons above Watt is a little iffy. Crosby and Parsons are debatable. And then Nick Bosa at 5, I think, feels right. Then you've got Hines, Allen. I think the next group is like Hutchinson, Hendrickson, and Allen. That's the next group that I would have. And then,
dude, they changed Josh Allen, the lineman, edge rusher. He changed his name to Josh Hines Allen. Wow. That's crazy. Sorry, but I had to point that out.
And I'd have the older guys, Mack and Hunter, at 9 and 10, in whichever order you want. Highsmith's overrated on this game, and DeMarcus Lawrence is overrated on this game. Otherwise, I think they did a decent job. But yeah, and the other name that came to mind that could be on this list is Rashawn Gary. I'd rather have Rashawn Gary than Alex Highsmith or DeMarcus Lawrence, but that's just me. So that's my top 10 for the edge rushers. Next up, the top 10 linebackers, which is always a tricky one because people don't know really how to evaluate linebackers, in my opinion. At number 1, Fred Warner. I'm not really going to debate it, although I would just have Roquan Smith higher. That's just my opinion, though. They're both very close. I think they're 1 and 2 without a doubt. At number 3, Demario Davis. That is probably correct. At number 4, Levante David. That is respectful, right? I think that's fair. At number 5, C.J. Mosley. I like that ranking a lot. A lot of people forget about C.J. Mosley overall as a player. I think that is wrong when they do. Oluwakon's probably a little overrated, although I would not say that he's not a top 10 linebacker. Dre Greenlaw, he is injured, but I think he is a top 10 linebacker. Matt Milano, I think that's correct. Now, when it comes to Bobby Wagner and Bobby Okereke, I think I'd probably remove both of those guys from the list and add a couple guys. Okereke is probably, like maybe a couple spots too high. He's probably like the 12th best linebacker in the league. I think Quincy Williams deserves to be on this list. Probably even over like Oluwakon, who's at number 6. I think that other guys that could debatably be on the list, Frankie Louvu, Ernest Jones, and Patrick Queen. Those guys could debatably be on the list. I would take them all over Bobby Wagner. I think Bobby Wagner continuously is the overrated player on these rankings, these ratings, everything. I mean, he's been on 3 teams in the last 4 years. Like, the people The NFL does not see Bobby Wagner the same way you guys see Bobby Wagner. He's not the same player he used to be, okay? Still good. Still a starting linebacker, but not in the top 10.
Oh, sorry.
Okay?
Sorry. Our linebackers in Philly are not good. That's probably the biggest concern of the Eagles going into this year. Speaking of linebackers, I want to see if Nakobe Dean is still in there. Could Nakobe Dean... Now I want to look at that depth chart again and go to the linebackers. So they have Bryce Huff, Josh Sweat, Brandon Graham, well, okay, Julian Okwara, Brandon Smith, Ben Center, okay. Nolan Smith, I think, is a starter. Devin White as well. Bryce Huff, okay, to be honest, I'm not even sure. Bobby Wagner's old as, yep. He's older than probably, my house, which is just falling apart. My old home is falling apart. In fact, one day we had, in the bathroom, I accidentally made a hole in the bathroom floor, and my foot went through it. Graham's retiring after this year. Yeah, that's sad. Remember how everyone said Nakobe Dean was like the best linebacker prospect? Well, looks like he's second in this depth chart. Not sure what's going on, but it doesn't look pretty.
He's not top 100 either. Okay, so, yeah, I would have Quincy Williams for sure. And then the other guys I just give a shout, Luvu, Jones, and Queen. Next up, the safeties. Jesse Bates at number 1 is interesting. I don't hate it. I think he's the best free safety in the NFL. And if you compare his career to Winfield, Fitzpatrick, right, and then probably the other guy that's widely considered the best safety in football is Kyle Hamilton, who ranks all the way down at 8th, which is insane. But if you career-wise, Bates is better than Winfield and Hamilton, who are like the 3 best safeties in the league, in my opinion. So Bates being at 1 is not crazy. Although I would argue that Bates and Winfield being at 1 and 2 is fine. Hamilton at 8 is insane. Like, him being below Kevin Byard and Tyrann Mathieu and Derwin James is a crime against humanity. Like,
okay. We got a Post-Pebbles commercial. I remember Fruity Pebbles. They also had Cupcake Pebbles back then. He's got to step it up, man. Most definitely. Yeah. Defense will be a test for the Eagles right here. It has to be. Anyways, right after your daily dose of pebbles, let's get back to Mitch.
Kyle Shanahan called Kyle Hamilton the best safety in the NFL. So that's all you really have to know, right? Like, that's all you really have to know is that Kyle Shanahan thinks he's the best safety in the NFL. Now, the guys that should be on this list that are not, Xavier McKinney should be on this list over Kevin Byard, who's older and slowing down. Kind of like the Bobby Wagner of the safety list. Hufanga shouldn't be on the list just because he was hurt. I would probably put Marcus Williams or Kyle Duggar over him. Otherwise, I mean, I don't hate the list. I think that it's fine. I think Budda Baker is probably a little bit too high for my liking. Tyrann Mathieu is like 5 spots, 6 spots too high. Javon Holland is too low. Javon Holland should be in the top 5 or 6. I think Fitzpatrick being in the top 5 is fine. Derwin James, just based on his overall consistency, he should be in the top 10, but I don't think he should be that high. So overall, I don't hate it. It's just a few things. Definitely Hamilton is too low, though, and McKinney definitely should be on the list. Marcus Williams should probably be on the list, too. So those are the top 10 safeties. Next up, we have the top 10 corners, which is always very controversial, but I actually felt like they did a pretty good job on this list. Sauce Gardner should be first. I agree with that. Jalen Ramsey at second, I think is wrong. I don't know why people don't give Denzel Ward the love, but I honestly think Denzel Ward is probably the second best corner in the league, like overall, especially when it comes to man coverage. I think Denzel Ward is sick. So I would have Denzel Ward higher. I think Jalen Ramsey and Pat Surtain, I'd move a couple spots down.
Fun fact, I used to call this guy back until he was drafted. I used to call him Patrick Certain. But it's Surtain. You always learn.
Alexander being on the list makes sense. I just think he didn't, he's just been inconsistent. So I'd move him down a little bit. Snead at 5, I like the respect. McDuffie being on the list is accurate. Charvarius Ward being around the 6th best corner is probably pretty accurate. Marlon Humphrey is probably a little bit too high. Marshawn Lattimore has just dealt with too many injuries. You'd probably want to take him out. The guy that clearly deserves to be on this list is Jalen Johnson. I mean, Jalen Johnson not being on this list is a crime against Madden, period, right? Other guys that I think are close.
This guy wanted to say crime against humanity so badly, but he changed it to Madden. Yep. Because these crimes against humanity are the same crimes. No, I better not say that. Ooh, we have another comment. Many will disagree with me, but Sauce played extremely well against us last year. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. I probably did not watch that game or cannot recall. Oh, wait a second. That was the first time the Jets beat the Eagles, right? Something like that. Yeah. If he didn't play well, then I don't think that would be a chance for the Jets to win that game.
Trayvon Diggs, he was injured though. Devin Witherspoon, who I just continuously going to knock that door. Like, Devin Witherspoon is a stud. Derek Stingley, I think, will make his way on this list, although I understand he's not on this list for a reason. AJ Terrell is another one that comes to mind. But those are top 10 corners. I think overall it's a good list. I think it's the right names. It's just maybe in the wrong order. I would move Snead above Alexander and Surtain. I'd move Ramsey down.
Yep.
I'd move Denzel up.
I'd move 13 minutes.
I'd probably keep Charvarius there. McDuffie, I'd probably
That's
move
crazy.
up. Humphrey and Lattimore would be maybe the guys I take off the list. I'd probably pick one to keep on the list and one off, and I'd include Jalen Johnson in my top 5. But otherwise, I think that's good. And then we've got the fastest players in Madden 25, which this is really interesting.
Wow.
The one name that came to mind who's not on this list is Raheem Mostert. I don't understand why Raheem Mostert's not on this list. He's literally an Olympic-level sprinter, or at least was. So just for that fact alone, I think he should be on this list. Right? Like, he's probably faster than Rashid Shaheed. But the other thing that's crazy is that Xavier Worthy is only 98. And that he's not 99, when he had the fastest 40-yard dash in NFL history. He should probably be 99, and he should probably be tied with Tyreek Hill. And he should be second, right? Jameson Williams, I think it's just an alphabetical order. So it's not like he's above Worthy. They're the same. It's just that it's alphabetical order. And then you've got all the 97s in alphabetical order, which is fine. I didn't actually think Tariq Woolen was that fast. I guess his 40 was extremely fast, but when watching him, he doesn't feel faster than DK Metcalf, in my opinion. Like, Christian Watson being on the list, that's dope. I like that. A-Shane being on the list is accurate.
It's actually pronounced A-Chan, from what I've heard. A-Chan.
I would just have...
Oh, sorry. Miami has some of the fastest running backs. Yeah. Of course, they have the wide receiver, Tyreek Hill, of course, Jalen Waddle as well. All right, Tariq Hill is the Seahawks. Achan, yeah, definitely. Yes. And Raheem Mostert was snubbed, according to Mitch, which probably is another one.
Raheem Mostert. That's probably it. I don't even really know who Tyler Harrell is, but
Get in, loser. We're going shopping.
meat coming through.
Darn.
Yeah. And now let's get to the units. You guys let me know if I forgot any speedsters out there. Let's get to the units. So we've got...
Wouldn't it be funny if Mitch, covered kickers and punt returners or something? Obviously he's not going to do it, but it would be hilarious if he tried it. But I guess nobody cares about that.
The top 10 defenses in the NFL according to Madden rating. Now, based on overalls, I understand why the Niners are at 92, but I don't think anyone thinks the Niners are the best defense in the NFL. Could they be the best defense with improved coaching this year and health? Yes. But I don't think they'd be the best defense until the playoffs because I think Drake Greenlaw needs to come back and be healthy, and Hufanga needs to prove that he is healthy as well. So,
if Hufanga and Greenlaw come back and experience the same symptom as Gallup and Pollard, which I know they're different units, offense, defense, but still, it'll be unfortunate if they come back and can't play on the same level. It'll be sad.
Some caveats there. I understand from an overall standpoint with the amount of good players, individually, Javon Hargrave, Nick Bosa, Leonard...
Javon Hargrave. Yep, he'll definitely be a trip. Yep.
Floyd, Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw, Hufanga, Charvarius Ward. I understand why they are that highly ranked. Baltimore at 90, based on last year, that makes sense. I think that based on the roster, they're not one that I would put second, based on the individual talent. I just think they play very, very well as a cohesive whole. And they also have a wicked middle-of-the-field defense. From Matabike to Roquan to Kyle Hamilton and Marcus Williams to Marlon Humphrey, right? That is just the strongest middle of the field in football. Pittsburgh, I agree, they should be that high. I think they're absolutely loaded on defense this year, especially up front. Miami is insanely high. I mean, they're not a top 10 defense in any way, shape, or form. So I would not have them that high, although I do kind of understand why they're at 89, because when you think of the players in Madden, right, Kendall Fuller probably has a good rating. Holland obviously does have a good rating. Ramsey has a good rating, right? Jordan Poyer and Marcus May are on the team. That kind of bumps it up a little bit, although they're old, right? Their linebackers are solid. Chubb and Phillips probably have pretty good rankings. They're probably just outside the top 10 pass rushers, but they're injured. So that obviously strips away from their team. The only area they're probably weak in Madden is the defensive line, but then they added Calais Campbell, so that helps a little bit, especially Calais Campbell's got that, that ratings boost from being a legend. So I understand why they're 89. There's no way they're a top 10 defense. They're just not, especially with their pass rushers out. The Browns being 88 is crazy. I don't understand why the Browns aren't higher overall, because they really don't have any weaknesses on their defense. I mean, they probably are just underrating guys like Newsome, Emerson, Thornhill, Delpit, JOK. These guys are probably all underrated. You probably would look at their overalls and be like, they should be higher. They should be higher. They should be higher, right? Zadarius Smith is probably fairly rated. Dalvin Tomlinson is probably fairly rated. I haven't seen their ratings. I'm just assuming. But they should be at least 90, 91, right? They were the best defense in the league last year against, in yards, so their overall should be higher. The Jets, they definitely should be higher. I mean, the Jets, again, they probably have some players that are a little bit underrated. Like we already saw, Quincy Williams is extremely underrated. DJ Reed is probably underrated on this game. Carter is probably underrated on this game. The D-line in general, right, is probably a little bit underrated on this game.
All right, let's see what he says about the Cowboys.
I don't think Hassan Reddick was in the top 10, so he's probably maybe a little bit underrated. He's probably top 15-ish, right? So The Jets should be higher than the Dolphins for sure. The Cowboys at 87, that's fine. That's fine. The Chiefs at 86, that's fine. The Saints at 85, I actually don't hate that at all. They also got a lot of veteran names. Like Cameron Jordan was on the top 10 interior defensive lineman. We already know he's not that good, but Chase Young probably has a pretty good ranking, right? Lattimore probably has a pretty good one. Tyrann Mathieu, right? We talked about that. Demario Davis, Willie Gay. They've got some big names on their defense, so it makes sense why they're at 85. The Patriots being on the list, thank you. Thank you for actually putting us on the list, which just goes to show, if you're on one of these lists and you rank the Patriots 32, when we will not see, I mean, what are the Commanders on defense? 72? Come on, bro. People be ranking the Patriots as the worst team in the league, and they got an 84 overall defense. What are we talking about here? But crazy. The defenses that I think could be on this list, the Texans, especially in terms of talent, I think the Texans probably deserve to be on this list, maybe above New Orleans, right? Or Miami, of course. The Raiders are one that are probably just outside because I don't think a lot of people, individually speaking, they're probably not a great defense, but from an overall cohesive whole, they're a very good defense. The Bills are kind of the same thing. The Bills are also in this conversation. They're probably just outside. Overall, I think they mostly got the right defenses. I just think it's like the Dolphins don't belong, and then everybody else, I think the Jets should be higher, the Browns should be higher.
Oh, how's it going, 42? He's got an iPhone, an Apple Watch, or Apple ID, sorry. Yeah. We're reacting to Mitch from the bottom line view. We're watching him rank our teams.
The Ravens are fine.
Congratulations on your Apple iPhone and ID.
The Steelers are fine. The Niners are probably too high. The Cowboys, the Chiefs, and the Patriots belong on the list. So, yeah, I think that's fair. And then the offenses, we've got the Chiefs at 92 overall, which I don't understand. Mahomes is 99, Kelsey's 99. That probably really uplifts their ranking. Pacheco's also overrated, as we've discussed. Tooney's probably pretty highly ranked. We know that Creed Humphrey is highly ranked. Trey Smith is probably pretty highly ranked. Their receivers might be a little bit overrated, I guess. Marquise Brown and stuff like that. But I don't think, how could you not have the Niners offense first? Is it just because
iPhone 6? Wow. I have an iPhone 12.
All their offensive linemen are bad on the game other than Trent? That must be the reason, because Debo, Ayuk, Kittle, McCaffrey, those guys must all be 90 plus. Right? Kittle's 97, Ayuk's 90 plus, McCaffrey's 99. Purdy's probably underrated. That's probably one of it in there,
Propel is made to help you keep moving with Gatorade electrolytes in every...
One of these days, we're just going to watch these videos just to react to these ads. I want to do that. Let's watch a whole hour of ads. No, seriously, though. I do like to watch those ads.
But the Niners got to be higher than that. The Ravens are overrated. Their offensive line is not very good. I don't really understand why they're 91, other than having Lamar. I guess
let's see how he says about the Eagles.
Quarterback probably influences this pretty effectively, hey? The Eagles, 90. That's fair from a overall individual standpoint. The Bengals at 89. That makes sense. The Lions at 88. That makes sense. The Dolphins at 87, that's fine. The Cowboys, 86, I'm not even going to hate on that. I wouldn't have them in the top 10. I think they're just outside, but I don't hate that. The Texans at 85, I think, should be higher. Right? They have 3 superstar receivers. They have Joe Mixon, who you had the 5th best running back in the league. Dalton Schultz, you had in the top 10 tight ends. C.J. Stroud's underrated on your game, but otherwise, Laramie Tunsil was in your top 10 offensive lineman. The Texans should be higher. Definitely. Definitely. The Browns at 84, there's no way they're a top 10 offense in the NFL. There's no way. There's no way, shape, or form. Not even close. They're not even close to a top 10 offense. They're better than the Rams on offense. They're better than the Bills. They're better than the Packers. No way, Jose. Okay, so, yeah. You guys know my offense rankings. I'd have the Niners first. Move the Chiefs down a little bit. Move the Ravens down a little bit. Prop up the Lions maybe a little. Definitely the Texans. But otherwise, again, not horrible. And the final one is the top 10 teams. And I'm just going to show you guys the graphic because now that I'm on Owner's Box...
Cowboys above the Eagles. I'm not sure about that. Like, I like the Cowboys. I think they're still going to be a playoff team. But above the Eagles? No, probably not.
Box Fantasy, and I'm running the NFL content over there. I'm also making TikToks, guys. I'm making...
Oh, and the Miami Dolphins, 89? Maybe. I'm not even sure. I would swap the Browns for the Packers. Oh, you would?
Short videos. So I actually reviewed this list on the Doing Football NFL TikTok. Doing Football NFL TikTok. So I'll put that link in the pinned comment and the description if you guys want to check out, probably just the pinned comment, if you guys want to check out my reaction to the top 10 teams on Madden 25. And I go pretty in-depth on it too. It's not just like a minute video. So yeah, go check that out, guys, if you want my opinion on that. Doing Football NFL. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Owner's Box Fantasy because I'm running a lot of fantasy content, especially this season for them. And I'm excited for more content coming from me. And there's just more platforms coming for you guys and more different ways to get my voice out there. So, yeah, Gronk, spike the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already to the BLV. Exciting 2024 season coming, guys. Madden ratings, not too bad. Not too bad. Not too bad. Could have been better. You should have still called me, but it's okay. I forgive you. Thank you guys for watching. It's Mitch. Peace.
Yep. And that was the Madden 25 ratings. You know what? Let's look at special teams. I'm curious. Let's look at special teams. Kickers. All right. Number 1, Justin Tucker, as always. Harrison Butker. Say what you want about his comments. Some people love him, some people hate him, but he's got a 69. Nice. 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 Easily number 2. Jake Elliott at 3. Brandon Aubrey, 4. Even though he had a shaky, moment towards the end of the season. Chris Boswell, 5. Greg Sirloin, as I call him. Greg Zerline at 6. Kaimi Fairbairn, 7. Nick Folk, 8. Chase McLaughlin, 9. And Daniel Carlson, 10. All right, Evan McPherson, 13. Younghoe Koo at 14. And Jason Sanders at 20? Wow. I feel like people were hyping him up to be higher than that. Dang. Now let's go back here and Madden ratings. Let's do the punters now. AJ Cole at 1, Bradley Pinion 2, Ryan Stonehouse 3, Brian Anger 4, Corey Bojorquez at 5, Thomas Morstead 6, Michael Dixon at 7, at number 8, Logan Cook, and Tommy Townsend 9. And then at number 10, we have this guy who apparently is from Australia, who plays for the 49ers, Mitch's second favorite team in history, Mitchell Wisnowski. Yeah. That's it. Well, just one more. One more, and then I guess we'll call it fullbacks. Okay, fullbacks is kind of like a deserted position. Okay. Kyle Juszczyk, the only good fullback, it seems like. Number 1, Patrick Ricard at 2. Reggie Gilliam at 3. Alec Ingold at 4. CJ Ham at 5. Kari Blazing Game at 6. Let me know if I pronounced that incorrectly. I probably did. Michael Burton 7. Andrew Beck 8. Hey, it's Beck from I open the door. I'm a loser, baby, so why don't you kill me? And then Xander Horvath at 9 and Ben Mason at 10. Starting at 4, all of these are just no names. There's only Kyle Juszczyk and Patrick Ricard, Reggie Gilliam, and I guess Alec Ingold as well. Those are the only ones that I know. Let's take a peek at Jack FM. Okay, Don't Stop Believing playing. My Life, of course, it's kind of flawed because it hides some of these songs. Let's see what's played. Okay. Unbelievable. Regulate. I Wanna Rock. The Kids Aren't Alright. You spin me round. Sultans of Swing. Black Velvet. Black Dog. The Way. Living on a Prayer. California Love. Hotel California. 3 a.m. Barracuda. We Didn't Start the Fire. Love Shack. My Own Worst Enemy. The Boys Are Back in Town. Eye of the Tiger, Turn the Page by Metallica. Always Something There to Remind Me. Dream, Gin and Juice, radio version. Come Together by the Beatles, although Aerosmith's version also plays there. Semi-Charmed Life, White Wedding, Hemorrhage, Complicated, Come On Feel the Noise, Beat It, Come As You Are, I Hate Myself for Loving You, Follow You Down, Tiny Dancer, Smooth Criminal, Sunglasses at Night, Everlong, We Will Rock You / We Are the Champions, Gangsters Paradise, The Final Countdown, Don't Stop Believing, Santeria, My Life, I Ran, Live and Let Die by Guns N' Roses, Landslide, Shine, Free Falling, and Roll Rider. I don't know Jack FM played hip hop. Yeah, they play a bunch of different songs. Recently, my personal station for my Jack FM station, which is 98.7 Jack FM, they've also done some rock songs, like album-oriented rock. They've done a few songs from like they've done a lot of Crosby, Stills, and Nash and Neil Young songs, and they also have embarked on what is it? Trying to think. Alice Cooper. They also did some random songs whose names I cannot pronounce. Some of them because I can't remember them. Sorry. Uh, Uriah Heep or something. Yeah, they do rock, they do pop, they do hip hop. It's a lot of songs. I need to listen to classic hits again. Today they played my favorite Fleetwood Mac song, which is Gypsy, and another song I like is We Belong by Pat Benatar. Yeah, crazy. If you're all not sure what this is, back in the 50s, this company named Anchor Hawking used to make a bunch of colored glassware. And their most popular line is this one, Jadeite, which is painted in jade, hand painted and fired in jade. And certain designs of it have been the most revered among all. Alright, we're almost done, guys. Let's see if Yeti has a camera. Ooh, that looks great. Ooh, man. Ooh, baby, baby. That looks amazing. It does, it does. Is it wireless or is it... Oh, you have to wire it. There's a new classic hit station out in San Francisco, which just launched last week. Yeah, and then last year or so, there's this station in Kentucky, I believe. Is it Kentucky? I think it is. It's either Kentucky or Tennessee. I think it's Kentucky. They had a Jack FM station, and it's now 1065 The Rose, which is basically adult standard music, which is kind of like soft ballads almost. At least part of it. They do have some hits that are pretty much more fast paced, but you know, they've radically changed uh, their format. Classic Hits 1037. Sorry. Let's look it up, shall we? Okay. They Cities Radio Classic Hits 1037. Okay. Let's close this. Let's go to the menu. Contact information on website. Okay. Weather, questions, problem streaming, send player. Recently played Kentucky Rain by Elvis Presley. Play Don't Break Me Down right now. Electric Light. Chic La Freak. Do You Wanna Dance by the Beach Boys. So Far Away, Carole King. And Black Rock and Roll Heaven. The Righteous Brothers, Donovan Mellow Yellow, December 1963. Oh, what a night! Natalie Cole, This Will Be an Everlasting Love. Peter Frampton, Show Me the Way. Sunshine of Your Love. Hold Me by Fleetwood Mac. Yeah. Magic Pilot. Oh, it's magic. Yeah. These are like really classic hits. Like, it's not like many of these songs are not like the latest one. I think is Hold Me from Fleetwood Mac, which is 1982. The rest of them are pretty much after that. A Hard Day's Night by the Beatles. Let's look at ELO, Electric Light Orchestra. Don't Bring Me Down. 1979. Wow. I thought it was 1980 or 1981. I guess I was wrong. All right. Is that mosquito trying to bite me? Okay. Well, I'm gonna go find a camera, a webcam. Yeah. 1979 was a very good year. Yeah. 79, 1985, 1980, 1989, I guess, and 93 is when the 90s really began, in my opinion. It still felt a little 80s from until 1992. But yeah, those were some great times. Those great times indeed. What else should I say? Oh yeah. For my birthday, I actually ordered these glasses, these Ray-Bans. They're pink Evolve lenses with rose gold frames and pink, whatever you call those. I call them handlers because I have no idea what to call them. But yeah. And here's our channel's mascot. His name is Meep. I know it sounds crazy that I have this guy as our mascot, but he's really cute, guys. I got him online for like $225. That's crazy expensive. All right. Oh yeah, and I forgot to show y'all. This is our new fiber router. The last internet was a cable, like a copper cable internet. And so we had it removed eventually, recently. And before that, we switched to Frontier Fiber. We got the 500 megabyte plan, or gigabyte. And then we have some Eero secure extenders, which will help us connect. But yeah, it's awesome. It's really, really awesome. I have to do that then. have fiber and I just got it a couple of weeks ago. Yeah. Once I told Adam on Team SOS that I was changing to fiber, he was like, go for it. It's worth it. You're not gonna regret it. Well, maybe you're not gonna regret it, but there is one thing though. Well, two actually. Number one, the installation was a bit iffy because, once the serviceman came, he was not able to install it then because there was some kind of outage happening that prevented him from installing. And then the next one, he was like, okay, we're ready to install. It was an outage, and I'm not sure what the heck was happening then with that outage, that we could not install it then. But we did get it on the second try, and he was able to install it, and it's been good other than the fact that there have been 2 outages. First one was last month, I think. Or was it last month? Or was it all in the same month of July? I'm not sure. But, at least we got access to our own app, to our own account. Because my dad, with our other internet provider, what he did is he got the name of this friend that lives in Orange, Texas, and he used his name instead in order to have a discount. It was good, but we were not able to access for a long time our Sparklight account. But this time I named it in his name, my dad's name, so he's able to get the discount and stuff without having to rely on people. Yep. I used to weigh like 283, I think. And now I weigh like 230 something. I lost like 50 pounds. And yeah, I want to lose like 40 more pounds. And after that, I could call it. I was pre-diabetic, and yeah, it was not pretty. I had to endure this diet that I'm trying. It's not bad nowadays, but back then it was kind of hard to get into it. But I had to do it for my health. And I still have to do it, but it's not quite as hard as you think if you keep your mind into it. Yeah. Sorry if I've been rambling on for like 138 minutes. Yeah. I didn't expect it to be that long. Alright, guys. I think everyone is getting a little bit sleepy. So I'll cut y'all loose right now. From Adam, from Team SOS, to John Jansen, to Jerome Davis, and Vig Al and 42 Set Hike. Thank you for your patronage in showing up to these streams from the bottom of my heart. I mean it. And I hope to see y'all back soon. I'm going to stream Texans versus Steelers because that's the game that I'm able to see on my TV. And yeah, I might do an NFL schedule prediction but I'm not sure if it will be this week. Well, it will be this week, I think. Not sure if it'll be this, Tuesday, which is depending on your definition, where you live. Could be right now, or it could be tomorrow. Uh-oh. Hey. I'm gonna feed this cat. Just get it out of my room. But yeah, I'm gonna have to go, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Peace, guys. Sleep deep and rise and shine bright.